Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I am your host of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. My name is David Bradley, Senior Sales and Marketing Manager with Grant Cardone. Now, first timers, welcome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you stumbling on the podcast. I've been working with Grant since 2011, started following his material in 2003. Grant's training took me from barely surviving in sales to thriving in it. So it is now my honor and my privilege to call myself an employee of Cardone Training Technologies and an ambassador, if you will, of the Cardone mindset, the Cardone principles, Cardone Training Technologies, right? And that's what we do here. We teach technology. We teach principles, not tactics, okay? Not tricks, not the weird stuff. Just teach you how to do it. Do it right, do it ethical, okay? So what we do on the Cardone Solutions Podcast, though, is we're going to take the content that Grant puts out on the internet, 80%, probably more, honestly, 80% at the very least of what we do here is 100% free. And I want to make sure that the free stuff that's out there, that you're able to take it. We're going to do this together, you and I. We're going to take it. We're going to tear it apart. We're going to dissect it. We're going to deep dive on it. We're going to put some measurable action ideas on top of it so then you can turn it around and plug it into and use it into your sales and your business and your life. The purpose of sales training is to increase sales. So if it doesn't do that, don't work. Okay? So our job, regardless of what you're spending on it, is to make sure that you get an ROI. Time is money. So you're investing time in listening to this free podcast. You're investing time in reading Grant's free posts. Okay, so let's make sure that you get some ROI on your investment. Okay, and if we can deliver this level of value to you without asking for money, imagine what we're going to do when we start exchanging dollars for services. That's right. All right, so now, if you are new, like I mentioned earlier, number one, welcome. Number two, do me a favor, subscribe, follow, whatever medium you're enjoying podcasts on, make sure that you followed it so you don't miss a thing moving forward. If you hear something today that you love, make sure that you share this out into cyberspace. Tweet it, pop it up on the LinkedIn, blast it out all over Facebook. Okay, share it. Why? Because if it's benefiting you, then it's going to benefit somebody else. You're not the only one going through whatever you're going through. And so if you land on something that helps you, share it. Make sure somebody else gets the opportunity to learn too. Okay. Third thing, if you've been listening for a minute, if you've been enjoying the Cardone Solutions Podcast for a while and you have not yet left a review, would you be so kind as to either thumb it up, drop some stars, leave a review. Give me the good, give me the bad, give me the ugly. If you love it, I want to hear about it. If you hate it, I want to hear about it. Okay. I want to get better at this, and I want to make sure that you're getting value from it as well. So if you've got requests, you've got suggestions, you've got whatever it may be, let me know. Okay. Podcast is for me. Yeah, I'm selfish about it, right? It reinforces my belief system. It helps keep me sharp, right? But I want to make sure that if you're getting it too, that you're getting something from it, right? Okay. So it's symbiotic. So thank you for listening. Appreciate you being here. Let's talk about our sponsor today, which is what? The Cardone Solutions Podcast is brought to you by the letters C and U, meaning Cardone University. This is the number one sales and business training platform on the planet, probably solar system, maybe even the galaxy. Okay. But here's a question, right? So I don't know how much you know about it or not, but have you ever heard somebody talk about a program or a book or something to that degree, and they're going to say this to you? This is going to change your life. How many times do you hear? How many times do you hear that on a daily basis? Maybe, right? All the time, right? So that in and of itself may not even mean anything to you anymore because you've heard it so many times, right? But what would it be worth for you to know how to navigate the new economy we just found ourselves in? A lot of uncertainty there, a lot of mystery there, right? What would it be worth to have somebody who's been there, done that already, give you the playbook on how to expand in this economy, and that starts with you expanding what your sense of the possible is. So whether you're looking at, hey, I need to get tight with some basic fundamental sales stuff here, or if you're thinking, hey, I need like the advanced black belt content, Cardone University has it all. And it is very safe to say that when you use Cardone University, it will change your life. Cardone University is a gym for salespeople. Now, what I mean by that in this particular example is that if you go to the gym and you put in the work and you make sure that your diet is on point, there is a consequence to that. The consequence is you look better naked. Okay? But it means what? It means you showed up, you put in the time, you put in the energy, and you kept your diet clean. So with Cardone University, if you do the same, you put in the time, you put in the energy, and you keep your diet clean. And when I talk about diet in terms of Cardone University, that means the content going into your noggin. You got to fuel your brain too, just like you fuel your body. So make sure that what you're putting in there is good for you. Okay? Cardone University right now is free for 14 days. And at the end of the 14 days, if you're in love with it and you want to stay on it, it is literally only $97 a month. So to get on it, to take us for a test drive, go to cardonesolutions.com/CardoneU free. That's cardonesolutions.com/Cardone, the letter U, the word free. cardonesolutions.com/CardoneU free. Questions about that? Shoot an email out. David@grantcardone.com or give me a call, 310-777-0352. If there's something about it that you need to talk out before you sign up, let me know. My job is to make sure you have all the information you need about that program so you can make a well-informed decision. Also, if you've got a sales team, happy to talk to you about how to use Cardone University to level up your sales guys. How do you get your veterans leveled up, picking up an extra 2 to 3 deals a month, especially if they got comfortable, right? And they're probably leaving deals on the table. If you've got new people, how do we get them performing like veterans in 90 days or less? And then how do we make sure your managers have what they need to be the leaders you hired them to be? Okay, I've got all that for you. So cardonesolutions.com/CardoneU free. Email me, David@grantcardone.com, or shoot me a call, 310-777-0352. Let's get into today's topic, shall we? Let's talk about your most valuable resource. Your most valuable resource. So there's a lot going on right now. There is a lot happening, okay? There are businesses, Fortune 500 companies that are in a little bit of trouble, that are having a contraction. There is a tremendous amount and load of uncertainty on everybody, not just the Fortune 500s, but the little guy, the guy who works for the Fortune 500 company, the janitor, right? If they go under, he needs help. He needs Cardone U, right? So where would you be right now if you had the certainty and the stability that comes from having indestructible wealth? Like, how do you even get that? Let me ask the question again. Where would you be right now if you had the certainty and stability that comes from having indestructible wealth? How do you even get indestructible wealth? What is that? How do you get it? Where does that come from? Okay. Now, if you're thinking already, if words like trust fund, got lucky, won the lottery, any other excuses, because that's what those are, if any of those popped into your head right now, allow me to tell you that's not how you get it. There's one One single thing that is going to separate a great company from those who nobody remembers, and then those who have indestructible wealth. There's one thing that's going to separate them from the rest. You know what it is? Sales. And when I say sales, I mean the ability to sell, persuade, negotiate, follow up, and close. This will make the single biggest difference in your business and your life. You want some proof? No sales equals no revenue equals no company. There is a laundry list, maybe even a graveyard of companies who stopped selling at quantities great enough and at margins high enough to keep the company solvent. And so while their attention was on sales, they were probably distracted by marketing and not the customer experience. Not the selling, not the persuading, not the negotiating, not the following up, not the closing. So a business, you can get like, and this is businesses in Fortune 500. This is the mom and pop shop down the street. This is you as an employee in a company. A business can get by without a lot of stuff. But sales is not one of them. So if you look at Grant's sales team, these are guys who are consistently crushing sales records. April was one of the biggest months we've had as a team in the middle of a pandemic. We beat last year. Now, you may have been brought up to believe, I know a lot of people have, that the ability to sell is something that you're born with. And that's kind of like saying that you were born a doctor. You may have been born to be a doctor, but without training, you probably shouldn't get anywhere near a person with a scalpel. Okay? A doctor is what? They're trained, they're educated, and they're tested over and over and over again. Doctors are trained, they're educated, and they are tested. Okay? So the ability to sell, it is not something you're born with. Which brings me to the question, what are you doing? What are you doing to develop this vital skill? You and your ability to sell is bar none your most valuable resource. If you want to consistently fall short on goals and targets, then just don't focus on mastering sales. It's that simple. And right now, under everything we got going on, it is more important now than ever to double down on your skill set, on your skill development, on skilling up. And you literally, so you've got really three choices. And Grant breaks these down in an email he sent out. And he says, look, you can do nothing. You can self-study. That's, using tools like YouTube, social media stuff. Or you can learn from an expert. Go right to the source. So if you do nothing, doing nothing, nothing changes. If you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got, or however that goes, right? If you self-study and you're out there rolling around on YouTube, whole lot of information, whole lot of data. Information has like minimal value in that context. because there's just so much. What are you going to do with it? And then can you even trust the source? Where's it coming from? Or you can learn from an expert. Somebody who's got 35 years of experience under their belt. Who sold every price point. From like $1 all the way up to $1 billion. Now, if we go back to that doctor analogy, or maybe even a lawyer, those cats, those guys and gals, they invest like upwards of $250,000, $250,000 in their education. And their income reflects it. There's another analogy or example where the average American reads one book a year, but most top CEOs are doing 52 to 60. And again, the income gap is massive. So the question that I just want to throw out there, when was the last time you invested in developing any skill? Because once you recognize that you are your most valuable resource, then you have to focus on only controlling what you can control. And the rest, everything else, it's literally just there to distract you from the fact that you are actually the only one in control of your life and your financial freedom or lack thereof. And for a lot of you listening, that is a huge horse pill. Because it is so easy. And I'm not any, I am guilty of this too. It is so easy to just sort of drop some blame on somebody or something else so you don't have to carry that load. But you must focus literally on only controlling what you can control, because the rest is, as I just said, let me say it again for good measure because it's important. The rest is literally there to just distract you from the fact that you are actually the one. Your life, your money, your relationships, it is on you. And under the current state of affairs that we're in, if you haven't realized it already, the time has literally come for you to double down on you. I mean, imagine if you'd have doubled down 18 months ago. Oh. Don't. Never mind. It's too late. Okay? Let's do this instead. Let us take this opportunity to move forward. Let's take the opportunity to learn exactly how Grant went from unemployable to building what? What did I say at the beginning? Indestructible wealth. So how do you develop a skill? Two main things. Number one, study. No. Learn about the skill. Learn about the craft. Study the craft. The next thing you got to do is practice it. Study and practice. Study, practice. Study, practice. Think about anything. Any art form, whether it's martial arts, playing a guitar, piano, an instrument, painting. Happy little trees. Selling is a skill. And it's an art. Some would even say a science. But even sciences are artistic in their expression, in their study. Okay? So what do? You practice, you study. You study, you practice. You practice, you study, you practice. And when you're done studying and practicing, you know what you do? You study and you practice some more. You're never done. White belt mentality, as my buddy Fabricio Verdum says. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion, black belt, like gazillion quadruple black belt, stone cold ninja assassin, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu warrior dude. And he's still learning. He's still growing. He ain't done and he never will be. Neither are you. Okay, so how do you do this right? First thing in the morning, you wake up, you write your goals and your dreams down, and you study and you practice. Then before you wrap your day up, You review those goals and dreams. You debrief your day. You figured out what worked and didn't work. And you know what you do? You study and you practice. 20, 30 minutes first thing in the morning, 20, 30 minutes later on in the afternoon. It's an hour out of your day. When was the last time you just did one of those? Okay. Now, the beautiful thing about Cardone University, of course, I'm going to have a call to action at the end. The beautiful thing about Cardone University is that it's all there for you. It's the ability to study. And when you join Cardone University, you get thrown in a Facebook group with 8,000 other people that you can connect with, so you can get people to practice with, so you don't practice on your customers. Study, practice, study, practice, study, practice. Okay? So if you're not on Cardone U already, okay, allow us to get you started on us, so you can start studying and practicing right away. Grant's got 14 days free access to that program with your name on it. You go to cardonesolutions.com/CardoneU, the letter free. cardonesolutions.com/CardoneU free. Need help with it? Hit me up. That's what I'm here for. David@grantcardone.com, 310-777-0352. What now? So again, just to top this off, little cherry on top, is you are your number one resource. You are the most valuable thing out there. You're the most important investment you can ever make. Time, attention, money. Those are required for any kind of investment. And if you're skilling up, you need what? Study, practice, okay? Thank you so much for listening. This has been another exciting episode, at least it was for me, of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I'm David Bradley. Thank you for listening. I'm going to leave you with the words of Grant Cardone. Be great, because nothing else pays. Study and practice.